This week on 3 Minutes with Third Partners, we discuss the new SEC climate rule and California's SB 253 and what they mean for business. Joining me today is Bryce Rasmussen, a sustainability consultant who specializes in GHG accounting and a recent MBA, MPA graduate of San Francisco's Presidio Graduate School. What should business leaders make of the diluted SEC ruling on GHG emissions?
I recognize the concern that many are having over the emission of Scope 3 emissions requirements in this SEC ruling. However, I think the surviving portions of the SEC climate ruling are still an important signal. The SEC is clearly looking to start simple with direct emissions from scopes 1 and 2, which includes emissions from purchased electricity and fuel. I think the goal here is to ensure accuracy and precision of emissions calculations.
Within sustainability circles, there's clear disappointment that the SEC rules fall short by excluding Scope 3 indirect emissions. Is that the whole story?
Keep in mind, the California Air and Resources Board has proposed a Senate bill requiring Scope 3 disclosure by 2027. So while the SEC remains focused on Scopes 1 and 2, I think more and more state-level agencies are proposing climate regulations that a lot of firms will need to comply with in the near term.
Is it just big public companies that have to get ready for Scope 3 measurement?
All companies with revenues over $1 billion that do business in California. And so that's a much broader swath of the economy than just businesses based in California. So all of the suppliers to those mid and large size companies will also need to engage with their customers, meaning there are very few companies that won't be impacted by those California Senate bills.
The business leaders we work with often inquire about standards for a fair playing field, whether it's green product claims or GHG emissions measurement. Are we making any progress toward achieving that with carbon and climate?
The greenhouse gas protocol, which is used today, it was intended originally as a risk management framework, not a true accounting tool to compare the climate impact of one company to another. One industry expert addressing the root of this issue is Alicia Seeger, lecturer and researcher with Stanford Sustainable Finance Initiative. In her book, Settling Climate Accounts, Alicia Seeger suggests that carbon accounting as an external reporting practice has been taken advantage of to create the illusion of climate action without a true, distinct emissions accounting system to back up decarbonization claims.
Assuming that the SEC and California climate rules survive the courts, do you think that we globally are in a stronger position to fight the climate crisis with or without these policies?
So while it may seem like a step backward for the SEC to be so focused on scopes 1 and 2, I think increasing the standardization of direct emissions is so critical if we want to meaningfully monitor our progress toward decarbonization.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's both stronger and simpler. And the frustrating part is that change is incremental. But as we said, it's a climate crisis, and we have years, not decades, to get on a meaningful path. Ultimately, every company is affected by several other climate-related mandates aside from the regulation. And there are three that we discuss in the article that's right below this video. First, there's the customer and competitive mandates. Second, investor mandates. And third would be operations or cost-saving mandates.